Hey everyone, Jackie here, and I know it's been a really long time since we last posted our last video, so I wanted to check in with you and let you know what I've been learning, what I've been up to here. And I've actually been taking a course through Duke University to learn about dog psychology. You might be wondering why you learn about dog psychology, why is that important? Well, because we deal with a lot of dogs, they're our favorite customer, but because we deal with a lot of dogs, and specifically with dogs urinating in the household or soiling in the household, we wanted to check and see why do housebroken dogs do this thing in which they know they're not supposed to, or they were trained not to, but they do it anyways. So I wanted to kind of dive deeper a little bit about how dogs think, really get to know them, and maybe help some people in the future. So since we do deal with urine pretty much on the daily basis, especially with our carpet cleaning business, dogs are the main type of animal that our clients have in which they have unfortunately urinated in the household. So from what I've learned from speaking with past animal behaviorists and them explaining to us exactly why dogs do this, well, there's a lot of different reasons in which they do this when they know they're not supposed to. But a lot of times it's a psychological reason. A lot of people do call in and say, my dog's been going on the carpet and I want it cleaned because they smell it, and once you guys clean it, they'll never urinate on the carpet again, right? And I always say I can't guarantee that's actually going to happen. And the reason being is because most of the time, from what we've seen, dogs go in the same spot over and over again in a house if they're already housebroken because of a psychological reason, like it's stress related, they have anxiety, the environment's changed, a lot of different reasons why a dog could be urinating or soiling in the house. So that I knew from previous knowledge of talking with animal behaviorists and how and why dogs do that sort of thing, but it's still kind of mysterious. So I wanted to take this course and figure out exactly how dogs think. So the top 3 things that I learned during my course about dog psychology is that the number one thing that I thought was pretty cool was the way that dogs communicate with us, which is through social cues. What I mean by social cues is that using gestures or even gazing at something, dogs pick up on that really quickly. You might be able to train a different type of animal to understand when you point at something, you're trying to communicate, but when you do that with the dog, they know exactly what you're doing. You're pointing to communicate with them, or you're looking at something to communicate with them and show them something, or show them that there's food there or whatever. And that usually means that a dog is thinking about what you're thinking about, and that's how they solve problems cognitively. So that's the first thing that I learned. The second most interesting thing that I learned is that when you look upon your dog's eyes, you both release levels of oxytocin. Your oxytocin levels increase. And if you're not familiar with oxytocin, that's called the hug hormone because it usually happens when you hug somebody or kiss somebody or you have a bond with somebody, and these hormones release and it produces a happy feeling, it's pretty much like a happy type of hormone. So that's why it's called the hug hormone. So looking upon your dog's eyes, you definitely form a bond, and it increases and your happiness level increases, and that's probably why dogs are excellent emotional type of, they help humans emotionally with depression, anxiety, and there's service dogs to help with that. So be sure to stare into your dog's eyes and you'll both, not just humans, but the dogs as well, increase your levels of oxytocin. And so the third thing that I learned that a lot of people might say that's not true, but from the tests and studying that especially the people at Duke University have done, breed actually doesn't communicate all that much. Now that is talking about kind of how they solve problems. Across different breeds, they differ completely depending, and it doesn't really matter what kind of breed it is. So you can take 2 of the same breed of dog, let's say a Labrador Retriever, and you have them try to solve a puzzle. they both can try and solve a puzzle completely differently. One might try to use humans to solve this problem. The other one might just do it on its own and figure it out. So there's a lot of different differences just between the breeds. And so they say if you're trying to figure out more about your dog, the best way is actually to try and figure out their personality, believe it or not. And it's almost kind of like humans, you know, we figure out each other based on our personality types. And the same is true with dogs if you're trying to figure out their behaviors and how they solve problems. Not to say that breeds don't matter as far as like temperament and the reason why they were bred, at least back then, you know, with herding breeds and sporting breeds and stuff like that, you know, those were bred for specific reasons. But as far as problem solving, breed actually doesn't matter. It can completely be different depending on what the dog is. So those were the 3 most interesting things that I learned during my dog psychology course. I'm excited to learn more. I'm going to keep learning more about dogs and cats down the line as well, and other animals and other stains and all that good stuff. So if you have something to share about what you know about dogs, let us know in the comments below and share with us some cool, interesting things that other people might not know. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to hear from you.